We'll start with the session. Please confirm me once I'm audible and can you able to hear me? Just type the letter C or N, that is enough, okay? Okay then, thanks, thank you. Now they can. Yeah, guys, okay, let's continue. Sorry, I kept you in mute. Okay, now you can able to listen, right? Okay. Okay, guys, let's continue. Thank you. See here. If I want to write a join query in JPA, I can able to write a join query in SQL and JPQL. In SQL join, we need to join the tables based on primary key and foreign key. Table 1's primary key is equal to table 2's foreign key. Like that, we write the join statement. But in JPQL, how to write the join statement is a bit different. So what's the difference? In a JPQL, if you wanted a join statement, you have to join an entity with its collection, or you have to join an entity with its target object. You have to join an entity with its collection object or with target object. That's the difference. Okay. For example, let's see. For example, so first of all, why should I write a join statement is a question. So can you tell answer for this now? Why should I write joins? Why I need joins is a question. Yes. If I want to get the data from multiple tables with a single query, data I want to get from multiple tables, right? Data I want to get from multiple tables, but how many queries I want to write to get the data from multiple tables? With a single query. Normally earlier, you know what, if you don't write join statements, by writing one query, you can select the data from one table only. You can select the data from one table only with one query. But I want to get the data from multiple tables, but writing single query. If that is my requirement, I should write join statement. So join statement allows us to select the data from multiple tables with a single SQL query. With one query, we can get the data from employee table and department table combinedly. Normally, if you don't write a join statement, what you have to write a select statement to select the data from employee table, and another select statement you need to write to select the data from the department table. So you have to write the separate select statements for selecting the data from separate tables, right? But requirement is what I want to select the data from both employee table and department table, but by executing how many queries? One single query. Then I should go for writing join statements. So why joins are required? Basically, to select the data. To select the data from where? Multiple tables. By executing how many queries on database? Single query. By executing a single query on database. That is what the purpose of writing a join statement. This is the reason like why joins are required. This is the reason like why joins are required. To select the data from multiple tables by executing a single query on database. By executing a single query on database. Got it now? This is the reason why we are going ahead with the joins. Okay. If I am writing SQL joins. In SQL joins, what we do now? In SQL joins, okay, we apply the join condition. We apply the join condition using primary key and foreign key. Using primary key and foreign key. Right? We apply join condition using primary key and foreign key. Okay. For an example. Okay, for an example. It is our EMP table. Suppose table name is EMP. Just I'm taking table name as simply EMP. And I have the other table, which is basically department. We have two tables like this now, employee, department, EMP and DEPT. What I want to do, I want to select the data from both the tables. Employee table contains, assume that In employee table, I have columns called employee number, employee name, and department number. In a department table, I have department number, department name, and location. Okay. This is a department number, this is department name, and this is location. Now, basically, this is the foreign key here. In a department table, the department number is the primary key here. This is a primary key, that is a foreign key, right? And this employee number is a primary key as well. It's a primary key. Correct? Now, who is a parent table? Obviously, DEPT. And who is a child table? EMP. Because we know foreign key exists in child table. Foreign key in child table refers primary key in parent table, right? The foreign key column in the child table always refers to the primary key column in the parent table. Okay. Now I want to select a name of the employee and department name. I want to select the employee name and department name. Employee name I will get from EMP table. Department name I will get from department table. But with a single query, I want to select the data from both the tables. I want to get the employee name and a corresponding department name. Right? So what is the SQL query that we write? SQL query that we have, right? SQL query. How do you write that SQL query? Okay. Requirement is what I want to get. I want to get employee name. I want to get employee name and his department name. I want to get employee name and his department name. Okay. So what is the SQL query? So can you tell me what is the query that I can write here? Can you tell me the query, or what is the query that I should write here? I want to get employee name and department name. That's what my requirement, right? Yeah. Select E dot E name. Column name is E name, comma, D dot D name. D dot D name from EMPE join DEPT D on means condition. What's the condition? E dot DEPT NO equals to D dot DEPT NO. This is a query. Okay. What is this E dot DEPT NO? Foreign key. What is a D dot DEPT NO? Primary key. Means a SQL join statement we write based on primary key and foreign key relation. That's what I'm saying. Here I'm writing join. Join means it is inner join. By default, join type is what? What is the default join type? Inner. Inner join. By default, join type is inner. It is inner join. Okay. It is inner join. By default, it is inner join. Inner space join. If I don't write inner join, I can write simply join also. I can simply write what? Join. If I write only join, guys, it is also called as what? Inner join only. If you want to make it as a outer join, if you want to make it as an outer join, you know, inner join and outer join having a difference, right? If you join a table with itself, it is called self join. Self join. When you want to join a table with itself, you need to use self join. For self join also, keyword is join only. You don't have any keyword called self join. You don't have any such type of keyword called self join. You don't have like that. Okay, we have join only. This join can be used for both self join and inner join. Self join is used for joining a table with itself. Inner join is used to join between two tables. Outer join also can be used to join between two tables, right? But inner join will only return, inner join will only select matching data, but it doesn't select unmatched data, only selects matched data. Outer join selects matched data and unmatched data. But whether you want to get unmatched data from left side of join statement or right side of join statement, you can specify with either left outer join or right outer join. If you want to get unmatched data from both sides of the join statement, then full join, which is also called as full outer join. You can write the keywords like that. Left join or left outer join. Outer keyword is optional. If you are writing left means it is outer join only. Left outer join, right outer join, full outer join. Okay, you know, these are SQL queries. We can write them in our application also, in our JP application, because we discussed already at the time of discussing bulk operations. When I'm talking about JPQL, JPQL stands for Java Persistence Query Language. When I'm explaining about JPQL, I told you, you can run JPQL queries or you can even run SQL queries also from Hibernate. Means from your JP application, you can execute SQL queries or even you can execute what? JPQL queries also. Your choice, you can go for that. Okay. You see this. What I'm telling, I have an application called JPQL application. I will open this. This is which already we discussed. I'm just going to open the DAO class. It's my DAO class. Okay, right? And I have created one query in application constants class. All right, okay. So this is what type of query? JPQL query. It's not SQL query, it is JPQL query. So even this one also JPQL query. So how can we identify whether it is SQL query or a JPQL query? In SQL query, the query contains table name, and also even the query contains columns names of the table, right? Attributes names. Columns names means attribute names. But whereas in case of JPQL query, it contains entity class reference, not the table name, and also in place of column names, we are getting variable names. Variable names. Got my point? In place of variable column names, we are getting variable names. Now this is called what type of query? JPQL query. Right. Now, coming to the point. How can I execute the JPQL queries? I have to use either a typed query object or we can use query object. We can use what? Typed query object. Otherwise, we can use query object. Query object. Okay, right? Anyone I can use. Okay. Coming to the point, I'll tell you. Of course, you know, there are methods like get single result, get result list. I have already explained about them, right? This is one of our example we discussed earlier. Get single result means selecting single record. Get result list returns multiple records, multiple objects from the database otherwise. Okay, right. Sure. Listen here. Coming to the writing the query. For example, I want to write assume that I have employee entity class. You just assume that I have an employee entity class. Here my entity class name is employee, which is mapped with EMP table. I have a class called employee, which is mapped with EMP table. And I have something called EMP number, EMP name, DEPT number are the attributes, means variables. Similarly, in my department table, suppose I have a table called DEPT. So the table is I'm mapping department class with the DEPT table. I have a class called department. Department class is mapped with what? DEPT table. And what are the properties? DEPT number, DEPT name, DEPT location. So simply what I am telling you, I am mapping like this. Okay, I am mapping like this now. What I am doing now, I am mapping employee number with e-name, EMPNO. Employee name with e-name. This is foreign key now. When we are applying the relationship, we don't require a variable to map it with the foreign key, right? I told already, when you are working with JPA, you don't require a variable to map it with a, you no need to map a variable with foreign key, because foreign key is specified using join column annotation. How can you specify the foreign key? Join column annotation is given to specify the foreign key of the relationship, right? So we don't require a variable to map it with a foreign key. So means I don't want this variable. I want to cut this variable. I want to cut this variable. My question to you now, I would like to apply one-to-many relationship between department and employee. Means what? One department has a list of employees. Can you tell me how do you write the department class, entity class? Can you tell me how to write the department entity class to map it with this DEPT table? You tell me, I will write now. Okay, you tell me, I will write here. You please tell me now how to write the department class. What is my requirement? I want to define one-to-many. I want to map one-to-many association or one-to-many relationship. I want to map. My requirement is what? I want to map one-to-many relationship between what and what? Department and employee. Means what? One department has multiple employees. It's called what type of association? I want to map one-to-many relation. I would like to map one-to-many relation, right? So tell me, how can I write my department? Who is my, first of all, identify who is the source entity? Department. And who is going to be the target employee? Then tell me, to apply one-to-many, to map one-to-many relation, what is required in your source entity class? Collection variable. What variable? Collection variable. So can you tell me just how to write? Can you tell me how to write? @entity, @table, name equals to DEPT. First class required na? What's the class name? Department. Yes, public class department. It contains what? ID, column name equal to DEPTNO is a column. Private, integer, DEPT number. My variable name is DEPT number. Can you tell me next one? @column. Please tell me, name equal to dname. Dname is column. String DEPT name, correct? Next one is location. @column, name equal to LOC. My table has LOC column. Private, string DEPT location. Guys, next I will continue. Tell me now, we want to map what type of relation I want to map, guys? One-to-many. Guys, I want to map one-to-many relationship, correct? Sure, we'll map. But if I want to map one-to-many relationship, what is required? A variable required. What variable? Collection variable is required. So private list of, who is a target entity? Employees. Employees is my variable, reference variable. This is called a reference variable of type collection. List is a collection of type collection. Okay, so this is actually called what? One-to-many field. These are all fields now. Department number is a field, department name is a field, department location is another field in this department class, and in the department class I'm taking another field called employees field. So this employees field is to map what association? One to many, which is called one to many field. Then tell me, how can I declare that it is a one to many field? At the rate one to many. At the rate one to many. Then we need a cascade. Cascade equals to cascade type dot all. Yes. What is the default fetch type? Lazy, because it is what type of association we are mapping? One to many. If the association is too many association, then if mapping too many association, then obviously it is default fetch type is lazy. If you are mapping to one relationship, then fetch type is eager. Or the next, join column. Join column. Tell me, join column to specify the foreign key, right? What is a foreign key column in the EMP table? DEPT-NO. This is a DEPT-NO foreign key. This is a foreign key. Foreign key is mapped, or foreign key is specified by using annotation called what? Join column annotation is used to specify the foreign key, right? So what's the foreign key column name? DEPT-NO. Yes, clear. Okay. And employee class we can write employee class just like a normal class only. Employee class we are mapping with EMP table. Employee number we will map it with EMP-NO. EMP name we map it with ename. Right? Okay. Let me write here at the side. I'll complete here. At the rate entity. At the rate table. Table name equal to what? What is the name of the table? EMP public class employee. At the rate ID. At the rate column. Column name equal to EMP-NO. Private integer EMP number. Next one is what, guys? At the rate column name equal to what? Ename private string EMP name. Setters, getters, will leave it. Okay. If I want to, suppose I'm asking you, if I want to make it as bidirectional one to many relationship, then what should I do? Okay, mapped by is an attribute we write in one to many, but what you need in this employee class? Okay, for example, I want to map many to one relationship. Tell me, how can you map many to one? From employee to department, many employees to one department. That's called mapping, na? I want to map many employees to one department. That's my requirement. Means what kind of relationship I want to map? Many to one. What is many to one meaning? Many employees to one department. Many employees to one department. Are you getting my point? Sure. Tell me, if I want to map many to one, then tell me who will be the source and who will be the target entity. Employee is the source of operation and department is going to be the target of operation. Am I right or not? Then tell me in the source class, what should I write? I need a reference variable of target class. Means what is the variable I need to write here? If that is the case, then what to write here? Private department. Right? Because we are mapping many to one. When the relationship is 2-1, if you are mapping to one relationship, then what is required? Reference variable. Who's the reference variable? Target class reference variable. Where? In the source. In the source. Good. Okay. But I'm not discussing many to one, or even I'm not discussing bidirectional. Just I'm talking about one to many to show you how to write a join query using JPQL. So guys, observe here, guys. Here is my department class and employee class. and I am mapping one-to-many relationship. Now I want to write a JPQL query to join this department and with a collection of employees, and I want to fetch the name of the department and name of the employee. See, don't get confused now. Earlier we written query here. This query is a inner join query. It is what type of query? Inner join query. It is SQL join query. It's SQL join. Correct? It's SQL join. Got it? But now I want to write a join query. I want to write a join query. Understand? I want to write a join query using JPQL join, not SQL join. So how JPQL join different from SQL join? In SQL join, we are writing a condition. Na? We are writing a condition, right? Able to follow me? We are writing condition there. Where we are writing condition in SQL join. In a JPQL join. Understand? In a JPQL join, this condition is not required. Which condition not required? Primary key is equal to foreign key, or foreign key is equal to primary key. Generally, when you are writing SQL join statement, what is required? Condition required. Condition is mandatory. What's the condition? Primary key of one table is equal to foreign key of other table, or foreign key of one table is equal to primary key of other table. According to our condition, E.deptno is equal to D.deptno, right? So then tell me, what is E.deptno here? This deptno is the, sorry, tell me, foreign key. This D.deptno is the primary key. So means what? In SQL join statement, condition is mandatory. Which condition? Foreign key is equal to primary key, or primary key is equal to, you can reverse also the condition, right? So primary key is equal to foreign key. But in JPQL join, what is not required? Condition is not required. No condition required. Second thing, you have to join an entity with its associated collection, or an entity we have to join with its target object. If the relationship is one-to-many, then have to join an entity with associated collection. Because in one-to-many, we have a collection, right? In many-to-one and one-to-one. In these two relationships, we don't have collection, but we have reference of target class. Reference of target class. You are getting my point? So when do we create a collection? When we create a collection variable, if the relationship is too many means one-to-many, many-to-many. One-to-many, many-to-many, too many only, na? So what we create? Collection. We create a reference of collection type. But if the relationship is 2-1, if I'm mapping 2-1 relation, then reference variable we create. Whose reference? Target entity. Target entity reference. Sure. Listen, I'm writing JPQL join. Basically, what I'm writing is, my point to tell you is, JPQL join statement doesn't require condition. Joining condition. Joining condition means, again you may get a doubt. Primary key is equal to foreign key. This is not required. Or foreign key is equal to primary key. Join condition is not required. Second, one more point to understand is, okay, in JPQL, we have to join an entity with its collection or with its target object. I'll give the examples, but first understand. So how can I write join? How can I write join? I can write the join by joining an entity with its collection or with its target object. When to use collection? If the relationship is too many. When to use a target object in the join query? If the relationship is too one. If the mapped relationship is too many, one to many or many to many. One to many or many to many. Then tell me, if the mapped relationship is one to many or many to many, then join with a collection. If the mapped relationship is, if mapped relationship is what? If a mapped relationship is, what is that? Many to one or one to one, then join with a, okay, join with a target object. Join with a target object. I'll explain. Okay, guys, see here. My requirement is, I want to get, my requirement is, okay, my requirement is, I want to get the, or I want to fetch the same department name, name of the department, and name of the employee. Means name of the employee, and his department name. Is a department name. With a join query, with a JPQL join. I will explain. Okay, what is my requirement? What is my requirement? I want to fetch the name of the employee and his department name with a JPQL join query. With a JPQL join query. Sure. You are getting my point? Yes. Tell me, according to our example, okay, we are mapping what type of relationship we mapped here? What type of relationship we mapped here? One to many. One department to many employees. That's what we mapped now. Good. One to many. Look at this. What I want to fetch, tell me. What I want to fetch here? I want to fetch name of the employee and his department name with the JPQL join query. Right. Let me give you. Look at the query. Select e.emp name, comma, d.dept name, from. Yes. Listen clearly. What is EMP name and what is a DEPT name? Variables. What are columns in the database tables? EMP name mapped to E name column. DEPT name mapped to D name column. E name and D name are what? Columns. EMP name and DEPT name are what? Variables. Variables. Okay? Right. Tell me in my query, am I writing columns names or I am writing variables names? I am writing variables names. I am not writing the columns names. I am writing what? Variables names I am writing. Variables names. Got the clarity, right? Sure. Excellent. I got variables names because I am writing JPQL query, not SQL. From, tell me, what type of relationship that I mapped already between the two classes, department and employee? One to many. From where to where? Who is the source? Source. You have to join the source with collection or source with target. Okay, na? Tell me then. Tell me once again. Who is the source? Source is what? Source of the operations is what? Employee in a department. I am applying what type of relationship first of all? One-to-many. I mapped one-to-many relationship. Between where? Between what and what? From department to employee. One department to many employees. Means who is the source of the operations? Department, not employee. Department is a source. From department D. From department D. Join D dot employees E. This is what you have to learn. This is a query, JPQL query. Look at this. Department is what? Source. What type of relationship we have? One-to-many. I told in JPQL, you have to join an entity with its collection. If the relationship is one-to-many, tell me my relationship is one-to-many only, na? Yes. My relationship is what type of relationship? I have applied what type of relationship between the department and employee? One-to-many. One department has many employees, list of employees. Say, tell me what is the name of the list variable? What's the name of the list variable? Employees. Now look at this. Join D dot employees. Tell me this department D is what? Source. I'm joining this source with whom? It's a collection. Who is a collection variable? Employees. Employees. I'm referencing it with E in my query. In the query, I'm referring with E. E dot I'm writing now. E dot EMP name. But my question, are you writing on primary key is equal to foreign key? Are you writing that? No. This is a way of writing what query? JPQL query. So tell me in JPQL query, we don't require joining condition. Primary key is equal to foreign key is not required. How can you write the join query in JPQL? You have to join an entity with its collection variable, or you have to join an entity with its target variable, target object otherwise. When to join with collection? If the relationship is one-to-many or many-to-many. When to join with a target object? If the relationship is 2-1, it may be many-to-one or one-to-one. This is equal. Now look at this. This is a query. Got it right? This is a query. Got my point? This is a query. It is what type of query? JPQL query. What this query selects? What this query selects? Employee name and department name. This is a query. Okay. We know previously. I'll explain. Understand. Observe here, guys. I want to open our one-to-many example. I want to open our one-to-many example. Easy to understand, nothing. My question is, I have 2 entity classes like this. What are my 2 entity classes? Category entity. Category. Product. What is the relationship that we mapped? One-to-many. One-to-many. Okay. What are the category attributes? Category ID, category name. Why I created a collection variable here? Why I created a collection variable? List of products, LST of products. Why I created this? Because I want to map one category with a collection of products. Means what? One category with a list of products. Means what kind of relationship applied? One-to-many. One-to-many is a relationship I have applied. One-to-many is a relationship I have applied. Are you clear? Right. Now my requirement is, I would like to get the category name and product name. Category has category ID, category name. Product has product ID, product name. See, each product is containing product ID, product name, product image. So already we discussed about how we can store the image in database and how do we get the image from database. Okay, my requirement is what I want to get. Listen to me. I want to get category name and product name. Category name and product name. So can you tell me the query now? What are my entity classes? Category entity, product entity. Okay. What are my entity classes? Category entity, product entity. How many entity classes I have? 2 entity classes. What type of relationship I mapped? Okay, which kind of relation I have mapped? 1 to many. One category has list of products, many products. What is my requirement? I want to select what and what? I want to select the category name and I want to select the product name with a join query. With a join query. So next question I am writing here. What is that? I want to fetch the category name and product name. I want to select the category name and product name. Product name with the JPQL join. Please tell me. Please tell me, because we know these 2 entity classes already. What and what entity classes we know? Category entity and product entity. You know, category entity class is what? Source class. Product entity class is what? Target. But how do you apply or how do you map? Better word to use map. How do you map one-to-many relationship? By creating collection variable in source entity class. Who is the source entity? Category. So we already created list LST of products. Can you tell me the query now? Yes, please tell me. Select C dot category name, comma P dot product name. Yes. From category C. Category entity I taken my class name. Category entity C. Join. C dot LST of, that is my collection variable now, P. LST of products is P. This is a query. Right? This is a query. Now this query selects what and what? Category name and product name. Category name and product name. Okay, right? Good. Let's try one more query and then we'll discuss many to one how to write. See, I want to fetch same category name, comma product name, where, okay, the condition I want to apply, where product name should contain okay, a product name should contain a letter M. Product name should contain a letter M in uppercase or lowercase. Or in lowercase. I want to fetch the category name, product name, where product name should contain a letter M in uppercase or in lowercase. Can you tell me the query now? Can you tell me the query now? Try this query. Try to tell me the query. I want to fetch the category name, product name, where product name should contain a letter M in uppercase or in lowercase. Yeah. Not category name, product name, na? Okay. Yeah, okay. See here. You know, like operator. In SQL, we have like operator, right? The same like operator we can use in JPQL also. JPQL also uses all operators support in SQL, where group by, order by, having, between, like, in, whatever we have there, all those we can even use in JPQL also, right? So first see, look at this. What's the query? Select C dot category name, comma P dot product name from category entity C, join C dot LSA products P. You got my point? This is my query. You can see the query here. But continuation, where, condition, where P dot product name, where P dot product name, like single quote, percentage, M, percentage, or I told uppercase or lowercase, na? Uppercase or lowercase, am I right? Then tell me what should I write now? Like P dot product name, like percentage M percentage or percentage capital M percentage. This is a query. This is a query. You got it right? This is a query. So this is how we write the query. This is how we write the query. This is how we write the query. Okay. Let's move on. This is a query. Let's move on. Sure. We are going to get it. Guys, are you getting this query? Write in chat box C or N. Have you entered this query? Type in chat box C or N. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Okay. Let's see. I'm not writing any new application because I have already category. I have already products. We have already one-to-many application. This is our one-to-many application. I will like to add one more method. I repeat again. I would like to add one more method. I would like to add one more method. Okay, one more method. Sure. This is my DAO. Category DAO. Void We want to test whether join query is working or not working. What we want to test here, whether join query is working or not working. We want to test that. So I will like to do one thing. I will write void method name test join query. What I want to test now? Join query I want to test. This is my DAO interface now, but I should write implementation now. I'll go to DAO IMPL. In my DAO IMPL, I need to start writing some additional method here. What's the method? Test join query. I want to implement here. If I want to execute the query, first of all, I need entity manager. Na? Let me copy them. I need entity manager. I need entity manager. One minute. I need entity manager. I need a typed query. I will explain. I'll repeat. I will write my query. Just observe it. Look at this. Look at this. Just, I will do one thing. I will take one variable. My variable is a string JPQL query equal to. Tell me what is the query that I want to test. I want to get the category name and also I want to get the product name, right? So what's the query that I need to type? Select C dot what name? Category name. Okay, na? Category name, comma, P dot product name from category entity C. Join C dot LST of products P. Correct? Huh? That's it. Now I am passing this query variable. What's the variable name? JPQL query, comma, object array dot class. JPQL query, comma, object array dot class. Observe here. Thing is, why I am taking object array? Why I am expecting the result type as object array for this typed query? Because I am getting category name and I am getting product name. Category name comes from category entity, category table. Product name comes from product table. What will happen now? This category name, this product name will be stored into an array. One array. Get me point or not? If, for example, 5 records are selected, 5 records, example, then 5 records are selected, then 5 arrays. Tell me how many arrays? 5 arrays. All these 5 arrays are stored in a list. Means I am getting what? A list of, I am getting a list of object arrays. What each object array contains? What I am going to get list of? What I am getting here? List of, it's a list. A list of object arrays. Understand here. I am getting a list of object arrays. Okay, I am getting what? A list is a list. I am getting a list. List of object arrays I am getting. This is an object array. This is an object array. Observe it. It's an object array. This is another object array. Right. It's another object array. Like this, what I'm getting? I am getting a list of object arrays. A list of object arrays can be represented like this. You have to understand. I am giving a diagram here. Please understand the diagram. Okay. What this is a list. It is a list. What each and every element in the list is what? Object array. What this array contains? This is what name? Category name. This is what name? Product name. Again, this is category name. This is product name. Category name, product name. This is category name and product name. Nothing but what I'm getting? A list of what arrays? Object arrays. How many elements are stored in this array? How many elements are stored in the array? In this array, I'm asking. How many elements are stored in this array? 2 elements. What's the first element? Category name. What's the second element? Product name. This is an array containing 2 elements. Okay, array containing 2 elements. 2 elements. Observe here. I am completing my logic. I am completing my logic and I will execute it. Okay. Sure. Observe here. I want write for. Okay. Understand, please. For. Tell me what this list contains. This list contains list of object arrays. LST dot for each. For each obj, system dot out dot println obj of 0 plus space plus obj of 1. Tell me what is obj of 0? Category name. What is obj of 1? Product name. Product name. Let's see. This method I want to call from main because I want to test it. I want to test it now. If I want to test it, obviously I need to call. I need to call it from my main. I will do that. I will do that. I will do that. Listen clearly. I'll do that. Which method I want to test now? Test join query. I will go to main. Tester code. I'll keep all the previous code into comment. Everything is in comment. But I have to check whether I have the database records or not. Okay, listen. Select star from. What's my table name? TBL underscore category. I think category or category something is there. I don't have any table, I think. Maybe if not, okay. I have table, but I don't have records. I have table, but I don't have records. No problem. I'll insert the records now. I have the code already. Just I'll uncomment it and I'll execute it. Then I'll keep in comment. Select star from one more table. What's the table name? TBL underscore products. Table is there, but I don't have the records. No problem. Because earlier I deleted them. What will I do? I will just keep this code in out of comment. Till this, I'll keep the code in out of the comment. Done. Just I'll explain. Let me run first. So it's done. Now I want to keep this in comment only. I want to keep this code in again back to comment because I have the data now. Now look at the data in my table. So I have one record now. What's the category name? Electronics. So how many products I have? 3 products: mobile, television, micro oven. And this is the image. I told how can you open the image? Right click, open value in editor. You can see the image over there, right? Done. We did this already yesterday. I mean, in the previous classes. But what I want to select now, category name and product name, right? Tell me which method I would like to test from my main method, from my main class. DAO dot test join query. See the output on the console. Could not execute LST of product. It is LST of products now. I did a typo mistake. There is a typo mistake here. I'll correct it. It is LST of product or LST of products. My variable name is LST of products. That's a mistake I did. We are done. Now see the output here. Tell me what the output you are getting. Category name, electronics. Product name, mobile. Of course, we have only one category there. Category name, electronics. Product name, television. Electronics category, micro oven. You are getting my point? So this query is selecting from how many tables? 2 tables. This name is coming from category table. These names are coming from with how many queries? 1 query. And moreover, I written SQL query or JPQL query? JPQL query. So this is what I want to explain first. You got it, right? Yeah, this is a way how we can execute. What type of queries? JPQL queries. Look at the code again. Look at the code again. Query you know, but identify how to execute the query. Look at this query. This is a query, right? This is a query. This query we know. Product name from category C, join. So and so. I'm just dividing into multiple lines. Same string, but I want to cut into multiple lines. Now you can see the query somewhat better. Select C dot category name, comma, P dot product name from category entity C, join C dot LST of products P. So what I am doing here, I am joining an entity with collection because it is what type of relationship? If it is many to one, join an entity with target object, target reference variable, but it is one to many. Okay, why I am taking result class as object array? Because I am expecting what? I am expecting 2 values, one from category table, other one from where these values are going to be stored? Array. Why I took object array? Why not string array? As of now, category name is a string. Product name is a string. Suppose if I am selecting category name and product ID. Category name is what? String. Product ID is what? Integer. So can I store one string, one integer in a string array? No, we can't store. But if it is object array, we can, because object is a superclass for all the classes. I can store integer, I can store string, I can store any other type. Am I right or not? That is the reason why we are taking the result class as what? Object array. You got the clarity now? Yeah. Take a snap. Take a snap of this code and execute it into your previous one-to-many example. You have already category to products one to many example. You just add one additional method like this. You add one method like this, write a query like this, execute it, and try to get the output. And try to get the output. Okay, right? Yeah, we are done for the today and we'll continue tomorrow.